Hi everyone, it's Gaban here again with another game collection video. This time it's my N64 collection. This is my original Nintendo 64 which I got when it first came out. Now we're going to move on to the accessories I've got for the N64, and the first one I've got is this. It's the grey N64 controller which I got with the N64 when I bought it. As you can see, it's got this analog stick, D-pad, buttons, and also the Z trigger underneath, and also the expansion port for the additional features came out, like the memory card and rumble pack and things like that. So I've got that one in grey when I first got my N64. I've also got it in red, yellow, and green. I was planning on getting all of the different colours at the time, which would have meant getting blue and black. But then they started introducing more colours, like variants of gold, silver, metallic colours, and I thought that, and transparent as well. So I thought at that point, no, I had 4 controllers, and that would be all I need. So that's that. The next thing I've got is my memory pack. This is it here. The one I wasn't actually original Nintendo one. It's a Spook 1 MB with a button that switches through switches through 4 different save sections. Just effectively 4 cards on one. Yeah, unfortunately the batteries on this ran flat recently. I went to play a game the other day and the battery had gone, so I'd lost all my saves. Which is one of the flaws with the N64 memory packs. They were all based on volatile memory kept alive with battery backup, rather than using some sort of flash memory like most of the others were doing and do now. Bit of a shame it's gone for that. I'm probably going to put a new battery in it or just buy a new card soon and start having to play through my games again. The next thing I've got is the Rumble Pack. Actually got this with Lylat Wars when it first came out. So it's the proper official Nintendo one. There, runs off 2 AAAs, which go in there normally. Yeah, it was really nice to have at the time. You know, you play your games, have vibration. Obviously nowadays most of us take it for granted that you'll get vibration in the game. And obviously the last thing is this, being as you know, I play a lot of Game Boy games and that, is the Game Boy adapter. This one came with the original Pokemon Stadium because I was playing a lot of Pokemon. Designed just slide your Game Boy game in there, plug it into your controller, and you could transfer your save data or your game data from the Game Boy game onto the N64 game. Alright, now we're going to move on to the games I've got for the N64. And the first one, Cruis'n USA, and then I've got Clay Fighter 63 and a third. And I've got Castlevania and Castlevania. It's both of them, so it's Legacy of Darkness and Castlevania. Not very good games. Castlevania's never really taken to 3D very well, and these were prime examples of that. Next we've got Snowball Kids. Now a lot of people complain about this, but I love this game. I played many hours of it, really enjoyed it. And we've then got Fighter's Destiny. It's really nice. It's one of the first beat-em-ups I played where you could customise your character, and obviously that can then be saved to your memory card. So my character is now dead, but yeah. Next, Extreme G2 or XG2 as they called it, as a claim trying to make it all extreme. That's obviously a motorbike racing game similar to things like Wipeout and that. Next we've got a game that every N64 owner has to have, Super Mario World. Super Mario 64. Next we've got a game that every N64 owner should have, Super Mario 64. This game I sat down when I first got it and just played through it completely all the way to the end. Got all the stars, everything all unlocked in one sitting. It did take me like 15-16 hours straight, but I did go through and get everything just sitting there and play it. Next is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Now this is, again, it's like Ultimate Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo. It's a remake of Mortal Kombat 3 where they've put in a lot of the characters have been removed, things like that. Around about the same time they also had Mortal Kombat Gold on the PlayStation, which was similar. Next is Turok 2. It's in the black case, one of my only different coloured cases. Now this actually came, got it from a friend second hand because he didn't want it anymore. But this was one of the only games that I've got that required the memory expansion for the N64 to get the additional graphic memory and things like that. Next, Wave Race 64. Really enjoyed this. Played it hours and hours and hours, just running through, doing jumps in the water, doing things like that. And obviously, I think this is actually better than the Blue Crush they brought out on the GameCube. Next, Pokemon Stadium. Of course, I've got this because I've got the converter. Yeah, everyone's been through that and played it, and they all know how that works. If you're a Pokemon fan and you've got an N64 and you've got original Pokemon games, it's obviously worth getting. Next, Mario Kart 64, when Mario went 3D with the game. Another game, just sunk many hours into this, unlocked everything, enjoyed it. Next one, Pilot Wings 64. Don't think it's as good as the original Pilot Wings, but it's still a good game though, and well worth having. And Mischief Maker, which is a nice, zany platforming game where you get to muck around with abilities on your character. Next game is Lylat Wars, also known as Star Fox 64 in America. This is got this with the Rumble Pack when it first came out. I have heard they're going to remake this for the 3DS, so I'm really looking forward to that. Next is definite classic for the N64, and it's worth picking up if you haven't got it, or getting it on Virtual Console if you've got a Wii. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I also heard there is a rumour that they will be planning on releasing this as a game again on the 3DS. There's a lot of these sort of rumours flying around. People want to see games that they enjoyed come back, so there's possibly that might happen. Next one is Turok. Now, Turok was a really fun game to play, but I went back recently and played it, and it's just really painful watching the really low res, poor quality polygons walking around and trying to look like dinosaurs. It does show you the sort of damage that's been done by lovely, gorgeous HD graphics. Next one, F-Zero X. Obviously, this was ridiculously fast when it first came out. Enjoyed playing many hours on that. There's a cat. There's a cat decided to come play. Next, we've got Wipeout 64, which is the N64 version of Wipeout. So they started doing a lot of those games that had come out on the PlayStation, like Destruction Derby, Wipeout, Ridge Racer, are all getting N64 releases. And the cat's now gone. Next one, GoldenEye, the rare classic. To be honest, I've gone back and played this recently, and again, it's none of these games that it just hasn't held up. The graphics haven't held up. The gameplay still seems fun, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who watch this will put comments up saying that it's still great, and it still is. I just you look at it and compare it to newer games, and it just doesn't hold up. Especially things like Halo, and a lot of people compared this to Halo, and I know that, but to a point they're almost right. Next is the original Extreme G, which was the first one. And lastly, I've not got many for the N64, it's Killer Instinct Gold. Now, I found this to be as good as the SNES version. I know a lot of people didn't, and I felt that they added a lot of new stuff when they added newer features, newer characters, and I felt personally it was a better game than the first one. Doesn't matter, I still play both and I enjoy both. So that's all my N64 stuff.